Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica and today I have a different type of video for you guys. Well, I get asked a lot about this scar I have right here. You can tell more when I smile. It's risen. I have a tiny scar right under my eye and a scar on my eyebrow. I especially get asked about my eyebrow. I used to get asked if I, purposely shave a line, because if I don't do my eyebrows, you can tell it's like a line cutting right through it. I'll give you guys a closer look. I try purposely not to shade it in too much because I feel like my scars are, a part of me. They tell a story, and I'm gonna tell you guys that story. So it started when I was going to 7th grade. It was the summer leaving 6th and going to 7th grade. Back when I lived with my mom lives on a dirt road. Well, my parents live on a dirt road. And as a side note, I'm not scared of horses. I usually am not scared of horses. My dad bought me and my sister a pony when I was like in 3rd grade. So after that, we got another horse and then another horse, and I've always been around horses, never scared of them. They were my pets, companions, until that day. My dad had us run up and down the street after he got home from work, just so we wouldn't be cooped up inside all day. And on my way back, my brother was behind me, and so was my mom and my sisters, and my dad was far ahead of me because he's just a show off who likes to show off how fast he can run. But I slowed down and I stopped on the side of the road because I saw this really pretty white horse, and this was my mistake. I approached him through, like, there was a fence in between us, but I approached him. It was a barbed wire fence, a loose barbed wire fence. And it was like the road, it was like a really steep ditch, and then it was the horse. And, I was like, oh, look, a really pretty horse. I'm gonna go touch you. My mistake. Anybody who really knows about horses or has, common sense knows you don't touch a strange animal. That was my fault. And I approached him, and, I pet his nose once or twice. And then out of nowhere, he just kind of bit me in the face. It was just kind of like, and it was like sideways like this. One tooth, punctured me here, here, and here. I'm not even sure exactly how that happened. And I had a huge greenish, bluish bruise that went down my neck and up my jawline, I guess, where, just the impact, I guess. And I remember I put my hands up, and I guess that scared him because he darted back, and I fell back into the ditch. And I didn't feel it. I honestly thought that he just headbutted me. I spooked him and he headbutted me. I didn't think he bit me. I fell back into the ditch. I rolled over. I got up, and my face felt just really hard, numb, like my face was just a rock. I got up, and my dad was running back already. And I just grabbed my face because it hurt. Not like, it's hard to describe the pain. It was just like a big shock. It wasn't even that it really hurt. It was a shock, and it was numb. And that's what scared me, is the fact that my face was numb. I put my hand on my face, and when I, removed it, I looked down, and there was nothing but blood covering my hand. Blood covering my hand. And that's when I got really, really scared. And I started screaming. And my dad started running towards me. And my dad's the type of person that, my sister broke her arm once. You could see the bone starting to pop out under the skin. And he's the type of person that's like, no, llévala al sobador, she'll be fine. But this time he looked really scared, and that scared me even more. And he was screaming for my mom. My mom's a nurse, and she was like, oh my God, what happened to you? And I told her, the horse. It was the horse. And I don't think they believed me at first. They were like, oh my god, we gotta get you home. My dad took off his shirt. It was, you know, full of sweat. It was nasty. And he just rubbed it, since there was blood all over my face. He just rubbed my face. And then that's when it started to sting. It hurt so bad. And I was so scared. Honestly, at that moment, I was more scared of having to go to the hospital. I'm scared of doctors. I've always been scared of needles. I have a huge phobia of doctors and anything, you know, medical. But, you know, they, you know, walked me home, and my mom works with someone whose partner works as, I think he's a children's surgeon, a pediatric surgeon. I'm not sure exactly what he does, but I know he works at a children's hospital. And she called him and asked him, you know, where should I take her? Do I need to take her to the hospital? And my dad was like, no, clean it up, put some Neosporin on it. You know, she'll be fine. At that moment, I think he started to calm down. But she was like, no, we got to take her to Health Park. I got in the car. Excuse me. We went. And when we got there, the nurse asked me, you know, what happened? I told her a horse bit me in the face. She asked my parents what happened to her. They were like, a horse bit her in her face. And then they took me to a separate room, and they were like real like hush hush about it. They were like, did a horse really bite you in the face? And I'm like, yeah. And then she was like, are you sure? You know, who did this to you? Did your dad hit you? You know, you don't have to be scared. And I'm like, a horse bit me in the face. Like, nobody believed me. Still, you know, some people don't believe me. When I went into labor and I had Viviana, they asked me, have you ever been in the hospital? And I told them, yeah. And they look up my record and they see that it says I was bit in the face by a horse. They're like, are you serious? But I had to get stitches. I got 5 stitches on this one right here. I got 2 right here, and I didn't get any on this one. But if, you know, right now, if you just look at me, you really can't tell too much. It's only when you get really close and you can see it's risen. If you feel it, you can feel the bump. This one you can only kind of see right about there, and the scar I have on my eyebrow. The reason you really can't tell is because I had laser scar removal. I think I had 3 or 4 sessions where it's the same laser that they use when you have tattoo removal. It hurts really bad, and it faded, excuse me, it faded away. The darkness, it was more like a dark scar before. It was red at first, and then it got real dark. And so did this one. The reason that my hair doesn't grow on that spot anymore is because that's the same laser they use for laser hair removal as well. And they just fried my hairs off in that place. And I will never grow hair there again. But it's alright. And this one really hurt too, since the skin's really sensitive. I had like 3 or 4. I want to say it was 4 sessions. But I'm really grateful that I had the chance to get that done, because I was very self-conscious about my scars. I feel like people would just stare at me. It was scary looking, having all these stitches and all these just scars on almost half my face. My face was swollen for at least a good month after that. But, you know, it's all good. It's not too bad. And even when I, you know, returned to school, people would ask me, you know, what happened to you? And I would tell them, and they wouldn't believe me. But it is what it is. And as for the horse, I don't know what happened to it. They reported it, you know, because you have to report an animal when they bite you, especially when you go to the hospital. They reported it. They put the horse under quarantine just in case it had rabies or something like that. And turns out it didn't have anything. And you know, they didn't. A lot of people ask me, you know, did they euthanize it? They didn't euthanize it. I don't blame the horse. You know, like I said, it was my fault. But I know the horse isn't there anymore, right? Well, that I've seen the horse is no longer there. I don't know if they moved it or what happened to it. You know, it's been quite a few years, but that's the story behind how I got bit in the face by a horse. If you guys like these type of videos, you know, let me know. Let me know what other, you know, topics you guys would like me to discuss. As always, I will leave my Snapchat, my Ask FM, my Facebook, and my Twitter, and my, did I say my Instagram? I think I did. But I will leave all those links below. You know, add me, follow me, ask me questions, let me know what you guys think. And that's it for today. I will see you guys later. Bye.